Have y'all ever watched any of my streams? So, some of my sixth period, when I record during sixth period sometimes, we say some silly stuff. Like I say some silly stuff encouraged by them to say some silly stuff. Like, share, and follow. And make sure you check out the merch and stuff like that. Okay. So, we're back to talking about parabolas, quadratic functions, right? So, we know that a vertex is our very lowest or very highest point, our maximum or minimum, and it's h and k is the variables we use to represent that, right? And we know that our axis of symmetry is the line that goes through the vertex, and it's represented by the equation x equals whatever your h is, right? Well, today we're going to talk about, write down something else we know. We know standard form of a quadratic looks like this. So standard form is, you can either write y or you can write f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So that's standard form where a, b, and c are a number, okay? Well, today we're going to talk about another form, and we're going to learn how to write this other form if you're given either standard form or something else. So the new form that we're going to talk about is called vertex form. Okay, so in vertex form, it looks like this. So you're either going to have y or f of x over here, right? F of x and y are the same thing. And f of x is just function notation. That's what it's called. And you're going to have your a, whatever that a is, this a is the exact same number, parenthesis, x minus, I never made sure I was streaming. Hang on. We are good. Okay. X minus h parentheses squared plus k. Now remember, this a is the same thing as this a, but this h and this k, those are our vertex values, our h and our k, right? This h and k's, this h and k, which is just our x and our y from our vertex. That's all that is, our x and y from our vertex. Now, if you have standard form, it looks like this, we can go from this to this with just a little bit of math. Okay, so here's what we have to do. First, we're going to find our h value of our vertex. So to find our h value of our vertex, we're going to take whatever b is, and by b I mean this, whatever this value is, and we're going to divide that by -2 times whatever our a value is. Okay, so whatever that number is. And then, once we find that h, we're going to take that value, because remember, that's just your x from your vertex. That's all that is, right? Just your x from your vertex. So we're going to take that value, and we're going to plug it in our equation for x. So we're going to take whatever our y equals is, and whatever this is, we're going to put down here where x is. So we'll have this. And that will give us our k value. I put y, but I should have put k. That'll give us our k value. Then once we know those, we can just plug it into our equation. Okay? All right, y'all ready to try it? Well, we're going to. You might as well get ready. All right, so we're going to do number one. We're going to do a few together, and then you're going to do some on your own, okay? Okay, so real quickly, I'm going to write and I would suggest you do this too. Write your vertex form up here, okay? So vertex form is y equals a parenthesis x minus h squared plus k, where h and k are your vertex. Now, this is probably another good thing for you to write up there. H equals b divided by negative 2a. So write that up there. We're in the rainy season. It rains. Have you ever heard the whole thing? April showers bring May flowers. Huh? Really? You've never heard that? Well, I mean, that's an actual saying. I didn't make it up. But basically, I mean, I know today's May 1st, but in the spring it rains. It's just, huh? Oh, May 2nd. Yeah.
We got 25 more days. 25.
How many more school days do we have? 19 school days? Somebody asked me yesterday, and I had no idea. I mean, not even remotely close. I was like, less than 30? I don't know. Look, I have no idea. Okay. So let's do number 1. So first thing we have to do, now remember, this is in vertex form. So ax squared plus bx plus c form. Not vertex, standard form. It's in standard form. So what is our a value? X is not our a value. 1. This is an understood 1 right there, right? What's our b value? 16. And then our c value is 71. Remember, we talked about this the other day, but that's our intercept. That's our y-intercept. Okay? So if we're going to put this in vertex form, because that's our goal today, is put it in vertex form, we got to figure out what a vertex is. So to find our vertex, we're going to find h first. So to find h, we're going to take our b value, which is 16, and we're going to divide it by negative 2 times our a value, which is 1. And then we just do the math. So what do we get there? Negative 8. So the x of our vertex is negative 8. That's the x. We call it h, but it's the x value for our vertex. So since we know the x value for our vertex, we can plug that into the equation everywhere x is to find the y value of our vertex, which we call k. Okay? So we're going to go to our equation, and everywhere that we have x, we're going to put negative 8. So negative 8 squared plus 16 times negative 8 plus 71. And we just do that math. How do I do that math? Oh, I hit the focus button. It was a little out of focus, so I hit the little focus button. So it would be magic if I did this. I have autofocus turned off, but if I turn autofocus on, the reason I have autofocus turned off is that when I have it up and I move my hands and stuff, it focuses in and out, and it drives me crazy. Okay, so negative 8 squared is 64. See, 10 times 8 is 80. 6 times 8 is 48. So 80 and 48 would be 128. So negative 128, right? And then 71. So 64 and 71 is going to be 135. You're right, 7. So our vertex is negative 8, 7. Yeah, he was getting the final answer. I hadn't quite got there yet. He was using a calculator. I was just using my brain. Okay. So y equals, we're going to put it in vertex form now, right? Now what was our a value? 1. Since it's 1, we don't have to put it. Okay? It's okay if we do. You're just not going to ever see where someone else put the 1 in there. So then x, now it's minus h, but h is a negative. So how do we write that? Do we put minus negative 8? We put plus 8 squared and then plus 7. And that is vertex form. Mm-hmm. Well, to be 100% honest with you, it's algebra 1. Yeah. But we never have enough time in algebra 1 to really get to this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you will do this and more. You'll expound on it, you know. So my plan is, I need to look at a calendar real quick so I can sort of talk about our plan. Oh, that's not our calendar. What am I doing? Okay, so this is our last day right here, right? The 27th. The rest of this week, we're going to do parabola stuff. The week after that, we're going to do dimensional analysis to help prepare you more for chemistry than for algebra 2. It's really for chemistry because you guys will be taking chemistry next year. Most of you. Do y'all take chemistry next year? You're taking it this year. Dimensional analysis kick your butt? Yeah. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just that most people have trouble with it. It's just converting units is all it is. Hey. What are you doing? Okay. All right. So, and then this week, so this week is parabolas. This week is dimensional analysis. This week I haven't quite decided what we're covering yet, but I'll figure it out. And then this week is going to be like some fun stuff, I hope. Okay. Back to the problem at hand. I don't know why it keeps doing this. All right, number 2. Let's do number 2 together. Okay? So on number 2, remember we have ax squared plus bx plus c. What's our a value? What's our b value? What's our c value? -5. By the way, our b value is -2. So when I know you corrected yourself, but I wasn't sure they could hear it. So on the h, so we're going to have -2 over yeah, just a second. -2 times 1. Which what does that give us for h? 1. So our h is 1. So whenever we plug it in, this is what we have, right? Y'all do that math real quick, and I'll help Jasmine. What's up? I'm so confused right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Put it in my closet. All right, what'd y'all get for that math? -6. So our vertex is 1, -6, right? So now our goal is to plug it into vertex form. So we're going to have y equals, our a again was 1, so we don't have anything, x minus 1, close that parenthesis, squared, minus 6. Why is it minus 6? Because it's a negative, and that's vertex form. Make sense? Okay. Y'all think y'all can do a few? I want y'all to do 3 through 7. Three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you can stop there. We'll do 8 together. What time is it? 9:13. Can I pause a live stream? I don't think you can pause it. We're going to see if this works. Y'all try those problems. We're going to see if this pause in this live stream works or not. I don't know if it will. So try those 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes.
I got confused on this one.
Okay.
This part of the H. When we're doing the H, we're doing the 2A.
It's negative. So this 2 is a -2.
Every time.
Every time. So now your B and your A may be positive, may be negative, but that 2 is always a negative.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You good? Y'all check your math. One of you got a mistake, or both of you got a mistake. I don't know which one it is.
Fertilizer. Upgraded their stuff. They were it's just that.
Wait, hang on. No. So, what's your value? So the negative number. Negative in the parentheses. Yeah. And the
Well, you're always in pain for
Stand. And then, yes, it is. I will have the glass. Yeah, it is. They're all really on.
Alright, we got about 1 more minute.
Among Us.
Okay. Yes. I have no idea if this worked or not, so we're gonna try. This is testing. I can always go in and trim it if I have to. All right, so if I go ahead and hit that, the time kept going, which makes me think that this probably didn't work. But I mean, it's worth a shot. Okay, so I told you guys to do 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Look at 8 with me. So on 8, tell me what you notice. You got 2 sets of parentheses. You can't tell what A, B, and C are because it's not in standard form. So we need to put it in standard form. Any idea how we're going to do that? That's exactly right. So we're going to multiply out that x times all this stuff over here. So x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x, right? And then we're going to multiply this 5 times all this stuff over here. So 5 times x is 5x. And 5 times 4 is 20. And then we'll simplify it. So we simplify. If there's anything we can do, we always simplify. What we got? So 4x and 5x is 9x. Now it's in standard form. Now we know what our A is, our B is, and our C is. Once we know what our A, B, and C is, we just do the same process that we've been doing, where we plug our B and our A in to find our H value, and then we take that H value and plug it in to find our K value, right? So let's do that. So H is B over 2A, which in this case is going to get us 4.5. Actually, I just goofed up and forgot my negative sign. Negative 4.5, right? Now, to find our K, we can either plug it in here, or we can plug it in here. It doesn't matter which one we use, because if we messed up, we're already wrong anyway. So it's not going to hurt anything if we use our created equation. Which one would y'all prefer to use, the original or this one? The original. So if we use the original, we'll do 4.5 plus 5, and then 4.5 plus 4. So we've got 9.5 times 8.5, and you're multiplying those two numbers. So 9.5 times 8.5. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Did y'all see me do that?
What?
Anybody know what I did? I forgot the negative sign again. So that's a negative. So this is not 9.5, it's 0.5. And this is not 8.5, it's negative 0.5. So 0.5 times negative 0.5 is going to be negative 0.25. So if we plug it in, y equals, our A is 1 again. So x minus, but it's a negative, so x plus 4.5 squared, and then minus 0.25. Does that make sense? Everybody? Okay, look at 9 with me. Now, before we look at 9, I want you to know that 9 looks incredibly hard, and 9 is actually probably the easiest one on the whole page. But it looks hard, but it's not hard. So remember, our goal on this worksheet is to get our equation in vertex form. That's what we want. Vertex form looks like this. If you're comparing this to this, tell me what you notice they have that's similar. If you're comparing our equation in number 9 to vertex form, what do you notice that they got that's similar? Huh? I'm sorry.
The x minus 7 squared.
That x minus 7 squared, right? That's this right here. That's what that is right there. Now, why does it not look like this equation? What about it is not like this? Or what is it that we need to change or make different if you compare these two? Maybe I should move my finger up a little bit. If you compare these two. So here's the deal. We need it to say y equals, and it does not. But we don't need to get rid of that squared. That's part of vertex form, like that, right? So we don't need to multiply that out because that part is already set up for us for vertex form. What we need to do is get this y by itself. So we need to get rid of that 1/2, and we need to get rid of that 4. Since the 4 is inside parentheses, we'll move it last. So that means we're moving 1/2. How do we move that 1/2? By what? No, but you're close. Yeah, we're just guessing at this point. Multiply by 2/1. Remember, you've got a fraction, and you want to get rid of that fraction, the easiest thing to do is multiply by its reciprocal, right? So we just need to multiply by 2 over 1, which what is 2 over 1, y'all? It's just 2, right? So over here, we also have to multiply by 2. So on this side, my 1/2 and my 2 are gone, and I have y plus 4. On this side, I'm going to write that 2 outside the parentheses, but I'm not going to actually multiply it out, because remember, we actually want it, right? This is our goal, is to make it look like this, and we're a step closer. So what would our next step be? Subtract the 4. So over here, we're going to subtract the 4, right? So now we have y equals 2x minus 7 squared minus 4. And we're done. I told you, right? So now what is our vertex? Based on this equation, what is the vertex of this line? Positive 7, negative 4. That's our vertex. And we can tell that's our vertex just by looking at this equation. We don't have to do any math. We don't have to multiply anything. This is vertex form, so that is our vertex. Is the bell about to ring? Okay. Mm-hmm.